Now 4 o'clock for 1600 hours, and now call this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners to order in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the state of New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners was provided in the following manner. Published in the press of Atlantic City, mailed to the Current and Hamilton Gazette, and has been posted on the bulletin boards in the county office building in Atlantic City, the Stillwater building in Northfield, and the county clerk's office in Mays Landing. Before we have our prayer, our normal, usual opening prayer, I'd like us to keep in your prayers and your thoughts two folks that passed, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, who passed, and Peggy Capone, who was a Board of Education member in Hamilton Township. So we could have a moment of silence, please, and we'll have a prayer. Thank you. Who has the prayer?
Lead us, O Lord, that we may be leaders of our community and continue to guide us in the decisions we make for the service of others. Amen.
Amen. Please join with me and salute the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Chairman, Commissioner Gatto is attending virtually today.
Great.
Ballas?
Here.
Bertino?
Here.
Corsi?
Present.
Days?
Here.
Fitzpatrick? Here. Gatto?
Here.
Kern? Here. Parker?
Present.
Grizzly?
Here. Okay, the first order of business we must take care of is the adoption of our minutes of the meeting of July the 18th. Hope everyone had an opportunity to review them. I'll entertain a motion to adopt them.
Second.
Okay, been moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Parker. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Abstain.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes. Anyone in person that would like to speak during public comments, please come to the podium and state your name and the town you reside in. You'll be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually, please type yes and the resolution number in the question and answer box. Any items not listed on the agenda, you may speak during public comments. You'll be called upon to speak and a request to unmute will be sent. Please state your name and the town you reside in. Okay. At this time, we're going to recognize a gentleman, and I'm going to ask Tom McGee to come forward. Thanks for being here.
Nice to see you.
You too. Please stand over here and I'm going to make this presentation to you. Before we have the clerk read the official copy, I'd like to say that this is quite an honor to do this on behalf of the county. Commissioner Rich Days and I have been talking about this for quite a while, and it's long overdue. And I can't think of anyone that's more deserving than you. I know you've put an entire lifetime into scouting, 45 years. It's an amazing record. And you've touched numerous boys and they're growing up in their crucial years. And look, those kids are our country's future. And you played a huge role in shaping them. As you know, both my sons are Eagle Scouts, so I get it. I get the importance. And you've stuck with scouting all your life. And even through a tragedy, you stuck right with it. And there are very few people that I really look up to, but you're one of them.
Thank you.
I look up to you, and I know that everyone in this room looks up to you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you all.
It's Now, we have a lot of volunteers in scouting, but you've gone well beyond the usual. You usually serve a few years and they move on, but you stuck with it over the years. And as a county, we're very grateful for what you've been able to do. And with that, I'm going to ask the clerk if you would read it. You got it there, handy? Yeah.
Atlantic County Board of County Commissioners Legislative Branch Proclamation honoring Thomas Tom J. McGee for his unwavering commitment to the Boy Scouts of America. Whereas Thomas Tom J. McGee has been actively involved in the Boy Scouts of America for an incredible 45 continuous years, demonstrating his steadfast commitment to shaping the character of young boys. And whereas Thomas Tom J. McGee has served as the Scoutmaster of Galloway BSA Troop 76 since 1982, making him the longest-serving Scoutmaster in the troop's history. And whereas Tom J. McGee firmly believes that scouting is the most effective way to contribute to the character development of young boys, and his dedication has benefited BSA Troop 76, Sea Pines District, and the Jersey Shore Council for over 4 decades. And whereas Thomas Tom J. McGee's exceptional leadership and tireless dedication have made him a well-known figure throughout Atlantic County, serving as the epitome of a Boy Scout leader. And whereas Thomas Tom J. McGee's legacy extends beyond his numerous achievements, as he has mentored and guided hundreds of boys, nurturing them into mature young gentlemen. And whereas Thomas Tom J. McGee has humbly focused on the care, leadership development, welfare, and character growth of the boys, never seeking accolades or recognition. And whereas in addition to his contributions to the Boy Scouts of America, Thomas Tom J. McGee has been an active member of the American Legion Post 430 in Galloway Township since 1969, further exemplifying his commitment to serving his community. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Atlantic County Board of County Commissioners on this first day of August 2023 that this board does hereby proclaim its deepest gratitude and appreciation for Thomas Tom J. McGee and commend his exceptional service to our country in the U.S. Air Force and his remarkable dedication to the Boy Scouts of America. And be it further proclaimed that this Board of County Commissioners does hereby recognize Thomas Tom J. McGee as a mentor, guide, and role model whose legacy will continue to shape the lives of countless young boys for years to come.
Very good. Introduce anyone or?
Well, I just want to say thank you to all who took the time for this, especially the group in the corner.
Okay.
You can't exist for this long in scouting without people like that who are there to support you and know one thing, that scouting has given me, scouting and the people within it and the youth, given me much more than I've given to them. And that's what makes this recognition so special. Thank you all very much. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your support.
Picture. Yes. Yeah. Tom, can you come up? Do a picture. Group picture. Do a group picture. We always do a group picture. Okay.
He's gonna stay down there, I guess.
Okay. Come on, Marty. Okay. Tell me what to do. Here. We'll get all the commissioners in here and everybody in. Oh, you're right.
We're coming up, right?
Can you squeeze in here?
Yeah.
Try to squeeze in here.
Let's squeeze in.
How you do is you turn sideways.
All right. We're back.
You've done this
Like you're gonna
before.
sing, like you're gonna sing.
One more.
Okay. Great, thank you. Mrs. Cutler.
How about that?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Mrs. Conrad. How are you?
Mr. McGee. Yes, yes. I'm so happy for you. I got a little teared up.
You too. Thank you very much for doing that. Oh, absolutely. It's quite a while. Yeah, right.
Oh, are they? Are they?
Did you tell them, John, they will have to stay for the meeting?
No, I covered that earlier.
Don't people out.
I'm originally. You're great.
I just want to recognize the gentleman who was, I think it was, my partner, Bob, and then Mike Smith, was down, that reached out to me. So,
Very teary.
Wasn't
My
quite.
daughter says the same thing. As everyone go, oh, but it's a girl.
Yeah, he's
Like, you know.
absolutely remarkable guy. Absolutely remarkable.
Call me and say, hey, I want to change here. See you. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Karen, I thank you for reading that. Nice job. All right, then we'll move on with our ordinances. Ordinance number 5. Final reading.
Ordinance designating locations of county-owned and/or occupied buildings where public access is prohibited or limited to preserve security, safety, and to protect and prevent disclosure of confidential information. Final reading.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion? Public comment on this? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick? Yes. Gatto?
Yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes. Please read ordinance number 6.
Ordinance amending provisions of ordinance number 1, 2021, adopted on March 2nd, 2021, which adopted an assessment on certain services furnished by hospitals located within the county's borders for the purpose of increasing funding to support the provision of necessary services by such hospitals to low-income citizens and provide new fiscal resources to the county of Atlantic. Final reading.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Kern, second by Commissioner Days. Seconded. Okay. Discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just really quickly, there's a lot of background noise. I don't know if some folks are chatting in the hallway, but it's really hard to hear.
Yes, that's what's going on.
Thanks.
That's what's going on. We're good
Thanks,
now?
Tyler. Yeah, not only for my sake, but the sake of the public too in the recording.
Right. Right.
Thanks.
Did you want to make a comment on this? No?
No, I just couldn't hear anything.
All right, very good, very good.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
yeah, through you to Jerry. Jerry, I know this is, I guess, going into the 3rd year of this program. How did the first 2 years go?
Oh, it goes very well. I mean, the group that we have, I mean, actually is our consultant. I think they're on, again, you'll see it on the last resolutions. They go ahead and process they talk to the hospitals, they help process the payments for the hospitals. They actually figure out what their payment should be. And I'll let Bonnie explain what happens to that, but, the payments come into the county, take our percentage, goes to the state, they take their percentage, and it goes to the federal government, and technically, what they get back is twice the amount of money that they put in. So, for example, like Atlantic Care, they submit during the course of a year $26 million to us. They get roughly $26 million back, plus the $26 million in additional funding. So they get back like 52 to $60 million, double the money. This is Medicaid. This is a way to help with the payments that everybody used to make for charity care. this is one of those, and Bonnie can explain it on her side, if you'd like to hear what she has to go through.
I just wanted to make sure that it is working the
Yes.
way that, you know, it was proposed 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That there wasn't any, you know, stumbling blocks or anything like that, that, you know, we ran into with that, and it's helping the people that it was set out to help.
The hospitals are getting the money and they obviously can provide additional, what would be, what originally would have been charity
Charity care.
care, they have the money.
Very good. Any other discussion? Any public comment on this? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Dorsey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick? Yes. Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, and please read ordinance number 7.
Ordinance amending the County of Atlantic's existing fee schedules for certain county Department of Public Safety Services, first reading.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion. This is a first reading. So, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Dorsey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes. Read ordinance number 8.
Ordinance to repeal chapter 123 from the county code in its entirety, first reading.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Any discussion by the board? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Dorsey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read ordinance number 9 on first reading.
Ordinance amending County Code Chapter 97 entitled Parks concerning use of county parks, first reading.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, I believe, second by Commissioner Corsi. Any board discussion? Please call the roll.
Public comment.
I'm sorry.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, moving into our grants, please read 394.
Grant application and acceptance from New Jersey Transit for the Job Access Reverse Commute Program. Funded amount $210,000, county cash match $210,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 395.
Grant submission of the fiscal year 2023 annual action plan to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for the Community Development Block Grant Program and the Home Investment Partnership Program, amount not to exceed $1,866,830.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion? Public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 396.
Amending resolution number 618 adopted on December 1st, 2020, a grant application and acceptance for additional funding for the Community Development Block Grant, and to amend the interlocal services agreement with the Atlantic County Improvement Authority to administer the funds, net increase $697,114.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion? Public comment? Please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 397.
Amending resolution number 619 adopted on December 1st, 2020, a grant application and acceptance for additional funding for the Community Development Block Grant, and to amend the interlocal services agreement with the Atlantic County Improvement Authority to administer the funds, net increase $2,563,402.
Move.
Second. Moved by Commissioner Ballas, second by Commissioner Corsi. Discussion? Public comment? Hearing none, call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 398.
Amending the Atlantic County 2002, 2008, 2016, and 2022 annual action plans pertaining to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development Community Development Block Grant Program to amend projects within the plans and to reallocate funding at no additional cost.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion. Any public comment? None, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Stace?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 399.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Office of Emergency Management Performance, Federal Emergency Management Agency for the federal fiscal year 23 Emergency Management Performance Grant, Emergency Management Agency Assistance. Funded amount $55,000, county in-kind match $55,000.
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Kern, second by Commissioner Ballas. Discussion. Hearing none. Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Alice?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes. Moving into our professional services, please read number 400.
Amending resolution number 453 adopted on August 16, 2022. Professional services agreement with various architects, engineers, designers, and other professional consultants from the 2017-2018 pool to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Kern, second by Commissioner Ballas. Any discussion? Public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 401.
Amending resolution number 454 adopted on August 16, 2022. A professional services agreement with various architects, engineers, designers, and other professional consultants from the 2019-2020 pool to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion. Hearing none, public comment. Please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 402.
Amending resolution number 455 adopted on August 16, 2022. Professional services agreement with various architects, engineers, designers, and other professional consultants from the 2020-2021 pool to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion. Public comment. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes. Okay, please read 403.
Amending resolution number 457 adopted on August 16, 2022, a professional services agreement with various architects, engineers, designers, and other professional consultants from the 2022-2023 pool to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion. Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes, please read 404.
Professional services agreement with various architects, engineers, designers, and other professional consultants to establish 2023-2024 pool of vendors, amount not to exceed $750,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes. Bid contracts, number 405, please.
Renewal bid contract with Ford Mechanical Incorporated for the provision of preventative maintenance and emergency repairs on various county chillers, amount not to exceed $71,600.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion?
Discussion.
Yes.
Through you, Chair, to Jerry. Jerry, does this include the work that will be done, let's say the COB building that we dealt with? Is this part of that money?
No, this
No.
is maintenance. The work we did on the chillers there was part of a new installation. That was like six.
This is only for the maintenance of it.
That's
So that will be covered under the new install.
That's correct, yes, correct,
Thank
yes.
So, Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Yes.
just to do a follow, Jerry, last week, it doesn't really particularly deal with this. That same issue came up regarding the county building in Atlantic City, where the employees were complaining how hot it was. You know, the last time we had that issue, you were moving to the one side of the building. And we fixed the problem.
Well, Chris is on, I mean, Chris is on, Chris Palermo, he's our facilities director. I'd like to hear what his comment would be. I think they've done a lot of work this week. And if you'd
Mr.
like,
Chairman,
he can go.
Absolutely. Bring them on.
Okay,
Bring them on.
So Chris, the question is you aware that the issue in Atlantic City building where the employees complain, one day it's hot, then it's too cold, half the building's cold, the other building's, other half of the building's hot. I know there was some work done. Do we know if it's fixed? I know we put a whole new unit in there. Can you give us an update? And I'm sure my other colleagues have gotten complaints as well. I just didn't call Jerry last week.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is,
You gotta speak up a little bit.
yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this is an ongoing issue right now. And we have kind of everybody, we have the engineer, we have Train, who's the equipment manufacturer, and the mechanical contractor. And so we've been monitoring the system. We have not been able to pinpoint exactly what the problem is, but right now for the last week or so, everything's been running really good. We have a meeting scheduled for next week to sit down because we really believe it's a more of a computer related issue than it is a mechanical at this point. So and we're really trying to work with everybody to pinpoint exactly what the problem is.
So Mr. Chairman, again, through
Yes,
you
go
to
ahead.
Jerry, I can appreciate that, but I don't think that's given us the real answer because I think what's my hesitation is that there's a meeting next week. So I guess my question would be, even if it's a glitch somewhere in the system, we paid millions of dollars for this brand new system. And the installer should have been able to identify it by now. It's not
Well-
fair to the workers. It's not fair to the commissioners who gets all the calls. And I'm sure Jerry and others get tired of getting phone calls with us complaining because we're getting the complaints. Next week, that means you miss a whole week.
Well, when the problem first happened, we were on it that day. So we thought we were there. Everybody was on hand when this issue went down. So we at the moment, everything is okay. We haven't had an issue, but we don't really feel confident enough to think that we've corrected the issue. That's why we're going to have a meeting with the engineer next week. But right now, we haven't had a problem.
so it's only one, I mean, this is the only issue. It was only one day. And it was only one day for about 5 hours. So I mean, I don't want to say that it gets blown out of proportion, but it gets blown way out of proportion from my perspective. So what happens, from my perspective, I'm in the building. So, we start out the day and there was, the temperatures were up a little bit. I spoke to Chris pretty early and Chris told me that apparently that I'm just gonna give you the kind of what happened. Talk to Chris. We go in on the weekends, it had shut itself off. It turned it back on, the temperatures, without getting into all the technical issues, the temperatures were where they were supposed to be. At some point in time, it went off again. And that's what Chris is talking about, the computers. You get these warnings and notices. They weren't coming through correctly. And so that's what happens, the warnings were not coming through. If they had gotten the warning, they would have been able to turn the machine back on. So by the time I get in there, I'm calling Chris to say what's going on. Chris said the HVAC black seal is in there. He's turned them back on, and it's going to take a bit of time to warm up, the size of the building. So that's what happens. So my job at that point in time is to go through, talk to everybody. I walk every floor, and we have other people that will walk every floor. And we talk to everybody. How is it in here? You know, if it's too warm in here, we'll move you to some other place. I mean, I walk through with the department head, deputy department head, or, you know, for family and community development. And so, I mean, it's an all-day event. As soon as the temperatures start to go down, everybody's fine. I mean, but here's the issue, and I explained this, you know, Commissioner Parker was actually came to the building. I mean, there are people in there, I gotta be very honest with you, that, you know, it's like 80 degrees. I said, you know, the POS requirements are 68, where the ASHRAE requirements are 68 to 79. And it was 80 degrees, so I said to our staff, just ask the lady if she'd like to, you know, to be moved. She turned back at me and said, I'm wearing a sweater because I like it just the way it is. So she stayed there, she wouldn't move. And I can't force her to move. And there are other people in the same way. They say when your system is fully functioning, it's too cold for us. Okay, so I'm saying you get the yin and the yang in there. But Chris was on it from the very beginning, and so there was ongoing conversation that the machines were working. Yes, it worked. And from that day forward, we haven't had a problem. So it was Monday of last week. Since that time, we haven't had a problem. I write the union, the members of the state representing the local. I write them every day and just tell them, this is what we had today. These are the temperatures that we had, and they respond to me the next morning.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'm done at this point. So Jerry, I would concur most of that, but, and I get it, you're in the
Yeah.
building. We get the complaints, Park and I spoke. We used to, this is not the first time it's happened with this new system.
Right.
We're hoping that this is it.
Yeah.
Anybody know last week's heat wave was nobody's joke. And one of the other questions is always coming back, if you want to go home, you have to use your own time. That's always been a problem.
Right.
From the administration side to the employees.
Right.
My personal opinion, I think I've had this conversation with you, is that if it's broke on our side, we should not be penalizing the employees
Right.
to have to use their time. Fortunately, like you said, some of the building is cooler than the other side.
Right.
I have the same problem at City Hall. At the end of the day, no employee should have to use time because we have a problem with a piece of our equipment, especially when we just installed a brand new system. So I would hope going forward, the administration take a better look at that. And I get it. You're gonna get some employees that are gonna complain, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's too warm. I get it. But nobody should be forced to have to use their time after a certain many hours. 5 hours is a long time. Anyway,
Well, you gotta remember though, there's a standard we're supposed to meet, so we meet that standard. We just don't think we care for the standard, but the standard is there. So if it's
so you're saying it's 79?
79.
68 to 79, that's the standard. I mean, and even when we have
Definitely, that's the-
our risk manager goes out to the buildings and she takes, you know, we have a risk manager, goes out to every single building and checks certain things, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, relative humidity, temperatures. That's the standard, 68 to 79. That's why we walk through and see if we can move them someplace.
I'm satisfied with your answer. I'm just hoping going forward, for all the money we paid as a broken record, well, we shouldn't be having this problem. I get it. We just should not be having that type of problem with millions of dollars. We just put a whole brand new unit in that facility. I'm sorry, Chairman, for that.
Chairman, through you to
I
Jerry,
appreciate the comment.
through you to Jerry. I'm not gonna repeat everything because I think Commissioner Corsi pretty much touched on everything that we had already spoken about. So the one thing that I will repeat is that I as well don't believe that with a brand new system and the kind of money that we paid, and this isn't on the employees, this isn't on us, this isn't internal, this is on the contractors that install that equipment and the ones who are supposed to be maintaining it, whether it's Johnson Controls or whomever, you know, this is on them because we paid them and we didn't discount their check. You know, they got their money, life is good. So it's up to them to make sure that the system's working properly. And if there's an ongoing problem, and I don't know, it sounds like it may be with the sending unit or something, with computer talking to another computer. That's not our expertise. That's not our problem. That's their problem. You know, and they should figure out what the problem is because something's shutting the system off, it sounds like, and then it's not, even when we turn it back on, It's not speaking properly to the thermostats, it sounds like, and I don't want to get technical, but at any rate, we know it's 68 to 79 degrees. And to your point, Commissioner, I agree with you. I don't think we should, and I don't know, and we spoke about this, I don't know if we can or not, but I don't think we should be asking people to use their own time to take time off if it's a piece of equipment that's broken on our end. If we can't provide, a work environment that's within that 68 to 79, I think, asking them to use their time to go home doesn't sound right to me. It just doesn't. So maybe we could take a look at that. The other issue that when speaking to the folks when I was walking around with moving was that their computers were inside their cubbies and their work was inside their cubbies. So for them to move to another cubby that say wasn't being used, because you and I talked about that, I thought that was a good idea too, because when you walk the building, there'd be one cubby that's hot. One section of it would be hot, and then there's another section, there's no one sitting in there and it's completely cool. It's within the temperature and no one's sitting there. So I understand asking them to move would make sense. But one of the problems that they said when I brought that up was that they would have to move their computer, they'd have to move. There's a lot more than just getting up and moving themselves. So I don't know what the answer is. I'm confident that you guys are going to figure something out logistically to figure out when this happens, because I'm going to tell you, I don't think this is the last time it's going to happen, because as you can hear what Chris and Jerry both saying, they still have not figured it out. So the next time that system kicks off, what are we going to do so that all of us aren't getting phone calls 8 o'clock in the morning to rush over to the COB building, and we'll get them, and then if we get them, then you're going to get them, and then it's going to be another situation, and so what are we going to do managerially to kind of alleviate that situation in terms of them having to move their computers and moving their files and moving all the things that they need to move to a cooler area of the building that's maybe not even being used. But I do want to thank the administration, because everything that you said is true. When I got to the building, Commissioner Corsi, they had Johnson Controls or whoever was downstairs. They had it was to the point where, as I was walking through, you could even see the HVAC guys walking on the roof working on it. So they were working, they were immediately up there trying to figure out what the problem was. And as I was going through, the temperatures were starting to come down once the unit kicked back on, but it's a brand new unit. So we shouldn't be dealing with this kind of issue with a brand new unit.
And just so you know, there is money, we haven't paid them. We're not gonna pay them until it's resolved, so I mean,
Oh, we haven't paid
there
them
is
yet.
money, they haven't received all the money.
They haven't received it all.
Technology.
Very
I didn't
good.
mean to get off
Is
reserve.
there any other comments? All right, then, Madam Clerk, please call a roll on 405.
Alice,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read resolution 406.
Renewal bid contract with Providence Auto Group for the provision of preventative maintenance on county vehicles, amount not to exceed $41,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Any discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick, Gatto,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read number 407.
Renewal lease agreement with the Alzheimer's Disease and Related Disorders Association Incorporated, doing business as Alzheimer's Association Delaware Valley Chapter, concerning the occupancy of county-owned premises located at 25 Dolphin Avenue, Northfield, revenue generating.
Moved by Commissioner Kern, second by Commissioner Corsi. Discussion? Hearing none, any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read 408.
Alternate method contract with Gamberg and Benedetto Limited Liability Company and the law offices of Agar and St. John to provide counsel services for corrections officers in criminal litigation, amount not to exceed $100,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Alice,
Yes.
Patino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
yes,
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes, please read 409.
Interlocal services agreement with Atlantic Cape Community College for the provision of an Oceanside literacy project amount not to exceed $39,967.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Any discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
yes,
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes, please read 410.
Interlocal services agreement with Atlantic Cape Community College for the provision of a supplemental learning lab program amount not to exceed $94,961.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Days. Discussion.
Through you, Chair,
Yes.
to Jerry, do we have anybody on from Workforce Development? They're involved with this grant, with this money, aren't they? I'm sorry, not the grant.
Yes, I mean, this one here is Cape Community College, and you have, Fran Kuhn is on, if you wanna hear a little bit more about.
Please.
Yeah.
Just briefly.
Fran, you wanna go through this, particular grant with ACC?
Sure. This is a grant with the Atlantic Cape Community College for the program year 2023. It will provide services to the Workforce New Jersey population, that's the TANF, GA, and food stamp population. And most of what they try to do is they deal with remediation for that population that is scoring. We do an adult basic education assessment to determine whether or not people are qualified for the trainings that we offer. If they are not, or if they are pursuing a high school equivalency diploma, we will provide remedial education. Atlantic Cape Community College provides, located at their Worthington campus location, they will provide education for people who score below a sixth grade level. Because the Learning Link that we offer has from 6th to 12th grade levels. It does not go below that. So they spend a lot of time working pretty intensely with the populations that come there to help them move from below that 6th grade level into the Learning Link level, and either moving into the opportunity to obtain occupational training or to pursue their high school equivalency diploma. So that's a primary function that that contract is being used for.
Thank you. So it's sixth grade and above, they have to score, nothing under sixth grade. Is that correct?
The occupational training contracts that we have start at a sixth grade level for CDL, and they move to 12th grade level for surgical tech, for licensed practical nurse, for some of those other categories. So we want to help them move to be successful so that if they're participating in occupation training, they are not at a deficit because of their academic standing.
Thank you. One more question. If anyone scored under that, do we have a program for anyone scoring under sixth grade level?
Yes, that is what we're talking about. The supplemental learning lab is for those people that are under the sixth grade level.
So we're talking under sixth grade level. So it's from anything under sixth grade, anything over sixth grade, they wouldn't qualify.
They would qualify. That's the Learning Link program is a program that we have located at 2 South Main Street in Pleasantville. But we do not have the resources within that building to address those people that score below a sixth grade level.
Gotcha. I see. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Any other discussion on 410? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
yes,
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes, please read 411.
Resolution authorizing Atlantic County to enter into a cooperative pricing system with the Hunterdon County Educational Services Commission.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
yes,
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes, please read 412.
Emergency contract with Command Company Incorporated for emergency construction services related to a sinkhole repair at the Galloway Library, amount not to exceed $178,750.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Days, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion.
Chairman, that's a hell of a sinkhole, but anyway.
Yeah, we have some more information on that.
That's where I was going. And it rained, I believe it got worse.
Would you like to take a lead on the Patriot Lake or no?
So I was going to ask if they know, go ahead, no, go ahead.
He says
No, so anyway, quick is on, but I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. So there's a pipe that comes out of Patriot Lake. Years ago, somebody made a decision to put this, whatever they called it at the time, retention pond, and made it a lake instead. So it's, my understanding, it's clay line, and there's a pipe that comes directly out. So as you, this is the library, the pipe comes directly out by it, comes out to Jimmy Leeds Road, cuts across, goes over to Sixth Street. The pipe itself, nobody knows, and I'll let Chris go through that with you. Nobody knows what's going on, but the water, there's something, the water is not going through the pipe, it is leaking out and is undermining all, the dirt underneath. And so what happens is you get this sinkhole, and it continues to get worse and worse. And so I'll let Chris go through what he's done. You have a question?
I was just gonna, well, I mean, I know there was the study that's completed, correct, in partnership with the township, as far as,
The discussion with the township was, they met today.
okay,
So today, the decision was, there's a short term and long term. I mean, since I'm involved, I've tried to categorize this with their administrator, Chris Johansson. So the short term is this emergency that Chris has. Chris has this thing that the earth keeps sinking and the ground is giving way, and you have this huge sinkhole. So the issue is this liability that sits out there for the county.
right, so Chris is gonna adjust, that's the short-term emergency
That'd be the
fix, but
short term.
I guess my question was pertaining to the long-term
Yes.
study that was completed,
So
the drainage study.
So here is the study that was done, the CME study. CME study decides that this water should all be taken some way over to Sixth Street drainage, which is ours.
Right.
What they can't prove is whether or not the Sixth Street drainage can handle that. We don't know that. And so since I'm involved, I'm gonna be very honest with you, I've talked to the administrator about it. We don't want it going down to Sixth Street unless we can prove that the calculations, so somebody's gotta redo these calculations, what it can hold. So the long range goal was, at the meeting today was, if in fact Chris has a contract that you're voting on, if the contractor come in and can balloon a pipe where we are, that would allow the township then to help drain the lake. We would do this as a joint venture, help drain the lake, and then they would start scoping all of the pipes that are in there to determine if any of them have to be slip line. And then they believe they have a long range plan
Okay.
to divert the water out of the Patriot Lake into some other basin. So we have to see those plans. That's been the discussion. So the long range plan is one, to fix this today,
Right.
using this contract today. And then the long range plan is how to get the water out of Patriot Lake without always flooding everybody down off of Sixth Street and to Conner Avenue, Jim. Right, exactly. That's the long range plan. The CME report didn't get that far, Bob.
Okay, not sure how I feel about, and you said that if the contractor can balloon the pipe,
That's correct.
and when will they know if they can?
Well, Chris,
Okay, go with it.
Rick, you heard that question. When will we know whether or not command can, balloon the pipe and start the work?
Well, we'd like to see them start as early as next week. So once we can balloon the underground pipe, then it'll allow us to drain from the closest inlet. We're going to try and drain the pipe out. Once that happens, then we're going to run a camera down the pipe back out towards Patriot Lake. So that'll, from that videoing of that pipe, that's going to tell us the extent of the damage, whether or not it's a slip line or whether we actually have a collapsed pipe. We don't know until we get that camera down that line. Then once we make that determination, then we'll make the repairs that's needed at the library. But the meeting today, we also discussed, since we have the balloon in the line, why not take advantage of it and check all the other lines throughout, not only the library, the rest of the library, but throughout the rest of the complex.
That's the long range.
Yeah. Right, thank
But we
you.
can but we can do that assessment now. We can do it starting hopefully next week. It would probably take us about 2 weeks.
Mr. Bertino.
Just one quick question. Chris, is that corrugated pipes?
No, it's not. It's actually no, it's not. We on the drawing it's saying it's schedule 40.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Bowles.
Where is the sinkhole? How close to the library is it?
Chris, it's the sidewalk right next to the side of the library, correct?
Yeah, there's a parking lot if you're facing the library on the left-hand side, and that pipe runs right along the curb and the sidewalk.
Okay, so we're sure it's coming from a drainage and not, maybe a water supply going to the library?
No, it's definitely the pipe. If you look at the existing as-built drawings, the piping is right in line with the inlets and the manhole in the Patriot Lake. It all falls right in line.
Any other discussion? Any public comment? Call the roll, please.
Alice,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick. Yes. Gatto,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read 413.
Alternate method contract with Avanzar to provide services of a forensic nurse examiner coordinator, amount not to exceed $89,389.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Kern, second by Commissioner Bowles. Discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick? Yes. Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read 414.
Amending resolution number 111 adopted March 15, 2022, a shared services agreement with the South Jersey Transportation Authority for the provision of a community shuttle services along the Route 40 and Route 54 corridors. Net increase $110,050.81.
Moved by Commissioner Bertino, second by Commissioner Days. Any discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read 415.
Amending resolution number 222 adopted May 3rd, 2022, an interlocal services agreement with the Atlantic County Improvement Authority for the administration of funding for the 2021 Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnership Program, amount not to exceed $4,285,530.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Discussion? Hearing none. Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Alice?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read 416.
Amending resolution number 574 adopted October 18, 2022, an agreement with the Atlantic County Improvement Authority to provide construction management services for various capital projects to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Kern. Any discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly.
Yes, please read 417.
Alternate method contract with Iman Associates PC for the county option hospital fee program, amount not to exceed $126,000.
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, second by Commissioner Corsi. Discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Rizzo.
Yes, we have a roadway solicitation, 418, please.
Authorizing consent for a roadway solicitation event by the East Vineland Volunteer Fire Company at the intersection of Tuckahoe Road, County Route 557, and Landis Avenue, County Route 540, in the Township of Buena Vista on Friday, August 18, 2023, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, August 19, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Days. Any discussion? Public comment? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Ridley.
Yes, do we have any reports of any committees at this time?
Mr. Chair, I have one
Yes.
for the ACUA.
Okay,
Just briefly, there was, at the last meeting, there were 2 emergency resolutions. One was for an overflow issue at Broadway Pump Station, which was resolved. Equipment was ordered and it was resolved. The second was force main leak in Galloway Township. The leak was located about 15 feet downstream of an air relief, which allows air typically to stronger concentrations of hydrogen sulfide. I'm not going to get into the technical piece. If anybody wants more of this, I'll send it to you. And also the NJDEP, there was a violation that we had to pay for failure to perform the stack test within 60 days. And I'll forward that over to you guys with all the information and details on it as well, so that you can read it at your own time. And I believe that would be it. Oh, and there was one more violation. We exceeded our recycling processing limit. So we had to pay a fee for those 2 things. And those, check your emails. I'll forward the information over to you guys.
would appreciate that. Anything under unfinished business? New business? Do we have any written communications or petitions?
Yeah.
Commissioner Gatto.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. Actually, through you to Jerry, I had a question with regard to that repair work that's going on at the Pleasant Mills Dam, Chair. And the
Yes.
question was, is that going to impact the lake level or the draining of the lake? And the lake, I don't want to butcher the name of the lake, but it starts with an N.
Yes, go ahead.
That's cliche.
Is that? My understanding is the roadway will have some delays for a week. And it was my understanding from the storm, there was some problem with the boards that, create the height of the water in the lake. And instead of, letting it alone and telling us, the homeowners decided to put in regular wood. So, they swell, now they're stuck in there. So our guys will have to go and get a contractor. Today, they were telling me we may have to do a coffer dam, which will increase the time period that, that the work would get done. Hopefully that won't happen, but I think that's what will occur. My understanding, they use teak normally in these, again, that's not my area, but I've been told they use teak wood for the, for those, dams. Anyway, that's what happened.
So that sounds like it would impact the
It will
drain.
yeah, absolutely. They have to
Yeah.
take the link down a little bit in order to get to where the boards are and have access to the boards, correct?
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Bertino?
Yeah, just one quick question, Jerry. Are we gonna do anything at this point in time with the steel that's down at the bottom of those, underneath those boards? I remember a few years ago, another entrepreneur out there put a piece of steel plating in front of that dam instead of using wood. And I don't know if we're talking about replacing the couple of top boards, and you're doing a coffer dam, if you're gonna do all that, we better take a look at that while you're.
Well, there's a, what do you call it, though? There's a full plan that's been at
I
dam
remember.
safety. When I asked Doug, they've delayed this. I mean, I'm not sure.
I know, we're getting a response back. We're supposed to have a response back by the end of August or something, and they're gonna review it again and come
Yes.
back to us.
Right.
That's on our full-blown plan that we put money aside, 6 years ago, I think it
All of that
was.
would be, all of that would be changed then. I'm not sure we're gonna do anything.
Now, you'll probably just do the wood, I think, initially, where the guys went to Home Depot and put the lumber in there,
Right.
so, yeah.
Beavers. Beavers.
Yeah.
Chair,
They get concerned about, they're lucky, they get concerned about the level going down, but if you're fooling with that volume of water going over the dam and you're sitting down there trying to put in material, you better watch what you're doing, because you could easily go over the wall, go down the side, you get pinned against it. You're not, if you don't know what you're doing with it, so very dangerous stuff.
Through you, Mr. Chair,
Mr. Parker.
to the Roads and Bridges Committee, to Jerry. I know we had another conversation. I got a phone call about Ocean Heights Avenue, some of the road work we were doing out there.
Mhm.
And I know that you told me the contractors shut down both lanes and there's only supposed to be one lane to explain. Just in something moving forward, if we could consider, I know it costs a little bit more to do night work, to put in a bid to do road work at night. But if we're gonna do road work on any of our major arteries that are coming into the shore areas, during the summertime, we may want to consider possibly doing that at night. I don't know what's all involved in that. I don't know. I won't pretend to be the expert, just saying it just seems like a logical decision because we're detouring and shutting off avenues to get to our shores in the middle of the summertime, and then it's causing all kind of, blockages and frustrations, and in the middle of a heat wave, that's when our phone rings. So people are sitting in traffic and they're calling up their commissioner saying, "What are you guys doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm sitting in my pool. What are you?" It's one of those things. So just a consideration if that's something we could think about. I don't know how much more it would cost or.
Well, just so you know, the paving will be done at night. Doug did change that. We had a conversation, so Doug changed the paving tonight. So
Thank you,
I
Doug.
forget how many days it would take, 2 days or 3 days to pave.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Once the drainage is done.
Thank you. I appreciate your help, Jerry, with all that stuff this past week too. I called you quite often.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Jerry, question regarding the mosquito spraying in Galloway, Port Republic that's been canceled 3 times now. I've had multiple people every day
Right.
ask me, is it on? Is it canceled? I know there's an 877 number, and I honestly didn't get a chance to call it until this afternoon. How often is that updated? I mean, if at 6:15 on Wednesday, where it's rescheduled for now, tomorrow,
Right.
will they be able to know if it's on or if it's canceled again? If they call that 877 number?
I don't know if they called, then they wouldn't have to wait till tomorrow. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Doug, John Abdo, Doug is what he likes to go by. Doug actually, waits to determine whether or not he can actually get the plane up and do the spraying. whether-
Right. If you call tomorrow, but at 6:15 though, would it be updated tomorrow as to whether it's
It will
on or
be
not?
updated
Okay.
tomorrow. It will
Okay.
be updated when he can make the decision.
Okay, so I can give out that number when
Yeah,
they,
absolutely.
at 6 o'clock tomorrow,
Yes.
when they start calling me,
Correct.
is it on? I hear something. Okay.
Right.
Oh, 877.
Yeah.
Well, they're supposed to spray across Route 9 in Galloway and in Port Republic.
Yeah.
You gotta check what
Pretty bad.
It's always wet.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Not in the HD.
Pretty bad. But it's been canceled 3 times now, so that there's,
It's on the-
they want to let their kids and dogs back outside if they.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Commissioner Forresty.
Stay away from that spray.
Jerry, I got a couple of calls regarding, and I think I'm saying it right. Fire Road and Mill Road, where they doing some paving apparently, but not doing the sidewalk. You were aware of that? Somewhere in that area?
Fire rate, builder.
Fire and Mill.
and Mill.
Mill and what?
Intersection.
What is it?
I don't know if it's-
Fire and Mill is that new intersection.
So somewhere, they doing paving somewhere, I haven't been out there. I didn't get the whole clear message, but something about we're paving, but they're not doing sidewalks. They're not doing the sidewalks.
It's not Fire Mill, it's the road. It's going into, on the way here, McGovern. Zion,
Well-
Zion Road,
Zion Road from like Cedar Crest
From
to,
Cedar Crest,
to
right.
Mill.
right. I know
Maybe
they're
that-
paving over there.
Could be there. Do we know anything about not doing the sidewalk?
That's all
We
through
don't do
Northfield. I don't think
That's
they're.
right.
I won't serve that.
County government doesn't do sidewalks. We do curb to curb.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and all
We
the
do-
work that's going
So,
on.
so we clear, we do sidewalks at Lansing.
It's Lake City.
You still want to be in the country, but I don't. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right. And we'll move on to public comments. All right, does anyone have any comments to make? Yes, please come to the podium and give your name and address. You have the floor.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Jerome Page, Pastor Jerome Page. Just a little bit about myself, 17 years on the Board of Education, President.
Jerome, if I could stop you 1 second, we got motorcycle noise behind us.
Speak up.
You can speak up a little bit.
Okay, no mic over here. 17 years on the Board of Education, the 8 years as Board President. I'm here today because I want to know how my government is working. And today was a good example. I think you're all working great. Now, I know there's Republicans and Democrats. And I know that Corsi is a Democrat, that's what he runs. But he voted for almost everything on the agenda. So, what's the difference? June 5th, I went in Cooper Hospital and had open heart surgery. 3 major issues, 3 major. And I'm laying in the bed there wondering, what can I do? I can't do nothing but pray. And as a born again believer, I know that to lose my life is to gain. Because once I open my eyes, I'm right in front of God. But understanding that God makes that decision for me to leave. And he decided for me to stay. I have a different view about life. Right now, everybody in this room is living because the blood is going through your veins. Yeah, the heart is pumping it. But you know, they got artificial hearts now. For 6 hours, my heart had stopped. They had to work on it. They could have announced me dead. But God would not have let that happen. I'm back. I want to tell you, life is good. But now I'm back because I want to get more involved in my community in Pleasantville. I switched parties, just to let you know, I'm not a Democrat, I'm a Republican. And I know what's going on with the presidency and all that stuff, but I'm looking at Atlantic County. And what I see today, on all those ordinances and all those things, everything passed. Everything passed. And maybe 3 council commissioners responded. 4, maybe 4. But they still passed. That means something good is happening in Atlantic County. Okay? And I'm going to be at your next meeting. I'm going to be at every meeting. I'm going to wake up Pleasantville with this Republican Party. Because it's time to really, I got my tax
Bill.
bill, and it breaks it down. Atlantic County, Pleasantville, local, all school. And I got some questions, but they'll be at a later time. And it's not for Atlantic County, it's for Pleasantville. So I just want to let you know, I appreciate what you do. Okay? And I hear your responses to some of these, was that my 3 minutes?
You're good. You're the only one.
You're good.
Don't worry about it.
I hear the responses. Listen, I tell you, being on the Board of Education in Pleasantville, it's the same as here. We got resolutions, we got all this to go on, okay? And I am happy to see how this Atlantic County Board of Commissioners operate. It's really good. All right? I'll
Thank you.
leave it at that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? All right.
I'd like to just say, I agree with what he's saying, and people ask me, Rome, with Mr. Page, just want to respond just quickly, briefly. I agree with what you're saying, and people ask me all the time, how's it working on the commissioning board? And one of the things that I point out, first things I point out, is just what you said. 90+%, I don't know, high 90% of the resolutions that we vote on are unanimous. We hash things out in committee, we get the information we're supposed to get, we have our, tough conversations or debates and things. Jerry knows, we can call Jerry up, we do our homework, and then when we arrive here, we sort of have an idea of how we're moving forward and what's at hand. A lot of the questions, just so you know, that we'll ask during our meeting is not even really for us, it's for the people that are listening. We want to inform the people at home why we're making this decision and how we arrived at the decision. So we engage in a conversation so that, anyone that's not engaged in front of this information like we are, they'll have a better understanding, because a lot of times we'll vote on something and we'll get out and they'll say, why'd you vote on that? I can't believe you voted on that. It's like, wait a minute, if you knew what I knew, you would have voted on it too.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So we try to ask those questions so that more information is out there. So I just wanted to say, I agree with you. I think it's pretty phenomenal how we, once we stand up here, we sit up here, it's not about, what party you're a part of or what race or religion or any of those things, but what's in the best interest of Atlantic County. And I'm proud to be a part of it.
And I think because of the separate of Democrat and Republican, I think it's good, because you got questions, and it's not the same party. You see where I'm going with Pleasant. And that's good, because you're here because you're elected to do something for us who voted for you. Okay, and make this county great. And the questions of sinkholes and all this stuff is good that you're really on top of that stuff.
Well, thank you for your comments.
Mr. Gavin?
I'm going to say one thing.
Sure.
please. Thank you.
Please.
I just want to let you know that this was an easy agenda. Roads, bridges, sinkholes.
Okay,
Who could disagree on those things?
okay,
It's when other things come into play,
okay.
different values, different points of view, different perceptions of situations.
Okay.
That's when it gets energetic,
Okay,
okay? So if you come to every meeting from now on,
I'll see you.
I bet you'll see some of that.
All right.
Because everybody has their own point of view. And that's what makes our government, our democratic republic, work, because the people appoint representatives, and we represent the people we represent the best interest of those people.
Gotcha.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
so I'm going to do all of mine in one segment. So you're gonna have to bear with me. So I'm gonna talk about a couple of issues.
Okay.
First of all, I'm glad Jerome Page to come to a meeting. I'm not really give a rat's tail if he switched to be a Republican or a Democrat. Doesn't make a difference to me at all. But we as elected officials have a responsibility to do what's right for the residents of Atlantic County, and that's what we get elected for. That's what we get paid to do. We can agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, we have a business to take care that's going to benefit stuff in Atlantic County, whether it's for the college, whether it's for road improvement, whether it's for various things. So when you sit here and say how we voted on just about everything, that's doing the people's business. That's what we're here for. Unfortunately, you probably cannot relate, because when you 17 years on the school board, the chaos y'all had at the Board of Education in the city of Pleasantville, you wish your meetings ran this easy. It didn't. And so I don't know where you were going with that conversation. I really don't care. But this shows you how government does work. We can agree to disagree. We don't have to sit there and attack each other and call each other names. But we're here to do the business of the people. And when we took that oath, that's what we said we were going to do. This issue sometimes I don't necessarily have to like, but if it's in the best interest of the residents of Atlantic County, that's what my job is to do. Though I represent a district, my vote is 23 municipalities at the end of the day, whether it's a yes vote or no vote. And it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican or an independent. The voters sent us here to do their job, to do their bidding, and to make sure that we're responsible, and to make sure the county government is running as efficiently as possible. And so they'll tell you, I'm probably the loudest mouth up for the most part. But when it's the right thing to do, it's easy. It's easy to do the right thing. And they'll tell you, my biggest pet peeve has always been change orders. And I'm normally voting against change orders because I believe the one that goes in with the lowest responsive bidder gets the contract, and before you know it, they boost it up and they become the highest bidder. That's how I question that. Sometimes it's justifiable, sometimes, in my opinion, it's not. But that's what I'm here to do. And I'll ask those questions. And again, Karen and I, when you look at this board, you talk about Republican, hell, we outnumbered. But we do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And we're here for on behalf of the residents. Because my constituents are Republicans, Democrats, Independent, they black, they white, they Chinese, you name it. Yeah. I have a responsibility to do that. And so, I don't know where you were going with that because you called my name out. So I figured I'm going to respond back to it. But congratulations, if you choose to be a Republican, that's you. I mean, it is what it is. So let me go to the next issue is that comment. I want to thank my colleagues, those of you who reached out to me in the passing of my mother. Thank you so much for the fruit basket. Thanks for the calls, the flowers, etc. That meant a lot, and I appreciate you for doing that. You didn't have to. You did it. Those of you showed up, etc. And then the third thing is that I want to talk about Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver for a minute. Champion. First African-American woman to be the Senate Speaker, Assembly Speaker in the state of New Jersey, first African-American female Lieutenant Governor. Sheila Oliver has been a fighter, not only for New Jersey, but I can personally speak for Atlantic City since the state takeover. She has been an advocate on behalf of senior citizens, youth services, and she has allowed us under her leadership at DCA to re-implement programs for senior citizens, for youth services, anti-violence, to bring back our health department, et cetera. It's a big loss for the state of New Jersey. And it's not only here, but I think she was nominated as one of the African-American lieutenant governors in the country. I think it's like 5 or 6 thereabout. But her work, impeccable, a former freeholder. She served in the assembly and became the assembly speaker, and then the lieutenant governor. So Atlantic County, New Jersey has lost a real trailblazer. She will go down in the history, not only just fighting for African-American women, but set the tone and led the charge to show other young women that they could achieve things in life. But when word came, early this morning, late afternoon, that he had passed, Sheila Oliver has been battling some sickness for a while. It's been very low key. But just the fact of the matter is that her legacy in this state will live on even beyond the grave. And her work certainly will speak for itself. But we've lost a fighter, and I believe she fought to the very end. And it's going to be some tough shoes to fill. But I'm sure that the governor will make a decision real soon of who that successor will be. There will be no special election for the lieutenant governor. So I am told it will be a female. And that they will move quickly and move forward. But even in the midst of all of that, we continue to pray for our staff at DCA and even in our office as the lieutenant governor. But as you did earlier, we had a moment of silence, but this is not the end. Sheila Oliver is more alive now than ever. It is not necessarily, as one preacher told us a long time ago, it's not necessary that you write your name on every neon sign throughout town, but you write your name in the hearts of men and women, and then you live on even beyond the grave. So I wanted to put that on the record, and may her soul find rest beyond that river.
Anything else under the good of the order? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Chairman, something that just came to mind when Jerome Page was speaking, and also Commissioner Gatto, reference to microphones and being able to hear.
Yes.
It was brought up in
Yes, it
meetings
was.
before, and I just don't want it to be glassed over.
Nope.
And I don't want another big meeting in here where this room is packed and nobody can hear for us to say we should do something about that. We should seriously look into
I
getting
think-
a microphone system in here that amplifies. I mean, we can project our voices,
Yes.
but not so much when there's 50 and 60 people in a room that holds 20.
Tara, you did something on that topic?
Yes, the speakers have been installed at both the back hallway and the front hallway. And we're working on getting mics for the whole dais and the podium, so.
Outstanding.
Thank you, it's in the works.
Perfect. When Karen speaks, everybody else listens.
Just one last thing if I may. The Atlantic County 4-H Fair is coming up August 11th
Yes, it
and 12th. And for the first time in 4 years, the Atlantic County Firefighters Association will have their competition
Okay.
against the different fire departments. That will be Saturday, August 12th at 2 p.m. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to highlight that. They're going to bring back the county firefighter competition at the 4-H Fair.
Great.
Everybody have fun and be safe at National Night Out tonight.
There you go.
The Atlantic County 4-H and the programs they run there are just amazing. It's one of the best kept secrets, I think, in South Jersey, because they run so many different programs for the kids. And we support it, and I certainly will be there again. I go every year. We present awards to the young man or a young lady, ambassadors, 4-H ambassadors. Every year we do that. And very, very proud of that organization, what they do. Just in closing, I'd just like to say that the prime directive, so to speak, of county government is to provide services. That's what we do. We provide services. We provide services to the cities, those services that the cities cannot do on their own. Whether it be the county nursing home or the jail or all the other things that we do, that's what we do, and we try to do it as efficiently as possible, as cost effectively as possible, and that's our function here. Yes.
Okay, as everyone made, I like to bring to the public the awareness months that we have. I think they're very important reminders to people, so I like to bring those up. August is National Immunization Awareness Month, which provides us with a friendly reminder of the importance of immunizations, of routine vaccines for people of all ages. It's also National Wellness Month, which highlights the importance of self-care, managing stress, and promoting healthy routines. I think they're always nice to have a reminder.
Okay.
As Commissioner Parker said, Chairman, National Night Out in Atlantic City, it will be Sovereign Avenue in the Bay. If anybody's in Atlantic City, I know every community is having them, but
Okay.
I guess most of us are rushing to get there.
Leathersville at 5.
All right, then I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned.